Hello there! Welcome to my channel. My name is Faith Dodger and I'm literally the girl next door. This is the last of our Dorset edition of vlogs. At the end of our tour of Weymouth, we decided to visit the Portland Bill Lighthouse. Portland Bill Lighthouse was built by Trinity House in 1906 to guide vessels heading for Portland and Weymouth, as well as acting as a waymark for ships navigating the English Channel. Portland Bill and Chesil Beach are the graveyards of many vessels that failed to reach Weymouth or Portland roads. Are you interested to learn more about this lighthouse? Then watch this video to the end. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
In 1905, and it took a year to build. So they used the Portland stone all around from outside. It was quarried all around here, and they would have had 20 men building it up with different layers. It was a 7-foot diameter wall, and still is at the bottom, going to 3-foot diameter at the top. So you've got an outer wall and an inner wall of Portland stone, and then inside you fill it up with different, all the rubble and cement to make it really secure. So each lighthouse along the south coast has a slightly different shape and a slightly different pattern on it, so that you can distinguish between the lighthouses. We're the only lighthouse on the south coast with one red stripe. Each lighthouse also has its own flash sequence, and it used to have its own fog signal sequence as well. Therefore, on a chart, you can tell where you were by the size, the shape, the colour, the light, and the fog signal. So you can distinguish one lighthouse from another. So this fantastic optic behind you is the original light. So this optic weighs 3.5 tons. It was at the top of the lighthouse from 1905 until 2 years ago when we took it down. Basically, the optic was built in Birmingham, in a little place called Smethwick, in a glass factory run by the Chance brothers, and they made lighthouse optics for all around the world, not just for the UK. So they made lots of different optics. This one is this is this really cool word, a catadioptric lens.
Quite a climb.
You're about halfway now.
I'm halfway?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Would you like to go that way?
Okay.
So you can fit everybody in. Yes, it's about halfway. Oh yeah!
Okay, so we've got Nikki over here. It was lovely of her to take us up to the top of the lighthouse and to even get a little badge that says, I made it to the top. So Nikki, can you tell me what you enjoyed the most about your job?
I think one of the best bits is when you take people up that ladder and they get up to the lantern room, most people just go, wow! And they just stand there and they look out at an impressive view. And people always seem to be happy to be here, particularly after we've had a tough couple of years, and then people are finally out and about again. And how lovely to be able to show them this iconic building and to say, oh, here we go. And it's nice to see people overcome their fears, because a lot of people don't like heights, and they still manage to get to the top, 155 steps, to look out. So that's kind of cool as well. A lot of people are very happy to come here and to actually experience it.
It's actually quite steep.
Yeah.
Even more, especially the part where we had to climb up and fall down.
Yes, yes. And the first part's like a normal staircase. I do it about 7 or 8 times every day. So it's only the last of the ladder. Some people find that last ladder easier than the rest of the lighthouse. You do have to remember to come down it backwards. It's not very easy to go down it forwards at all, because you'll be like leaning over the edge of a cliff. So you do have to remember to go down backwards.
Wow. And what's the most dramatic thing that's ever happened here at the lighthouse in history?
The most dramatic thing that's happened this week is we've had 3 birds caught inside. We had a little goldcrest that we had to rescue at the visitor centre. We had a robin that flew up the top of the sensor and went out. And then we had a starling that was here for 3 days, and then we had to let it out. But basically, I think the most dramatic thing I've heard about recently was a huge big bit of rock in a big storm, like a huge big bit of rock, ripped off the cliff and thumped down on the side there by Portland Rock. And Larry is the last lighthouse keeper, and Nigel, who now is our director, were up at the top. And when this huge big bit of rock crashed down on the side, and the waves are coming, the whole lighthouse shook all the way up to the top and the glass. So that's the most dramatic thing that I've been told about. But unfortunately, there's also the really sad side of things, because a boy who was in my class when he was 8 years old, and he was 17, and he went over the side with his shipmates and they were all drowned. So that makes me very sad. And another local family, their son was lost when a rope went around his leg and he went over with the nets, and they've never been found. So it is a very dangerous place as well as a beautiful place. So when I look at people on the edges of the rocks when I'm going up, I always wonder if I'm going to have to make a call on my radio. Luckily I never have. So but I have seen people where the waves have hit them on the knees, and people do get too close to the edge.
How long have you worked here?
Only since July. I've lived here 30 years. Wow. I'm a primary school teacher, and I stopped working here and became a supply a couple of years ago. I was looking for a summer job, and I applied to Tesco's and I applied to the Lighthouse, and I was successful in the Lighthouse.
Friend of me, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini just wanna be a mini me. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these niggas just wanna be a